Beyond the March 6th. Spoilers. Jacob's cover is blown, plus the plasma ring, bombshell, nobody saw coming. Okay, stop what you're doing right now. Because what's about to go down in Fairmont Crest on Friday's episode of Beyond the Gates, it is unhinged. And I mean that in the absolute best way possible. We've got Jacob's entire undercover operation teetering on the edge of collapse. We've got a plasma ring reveal that is going to make your jaw drop to the floor. And we've got Anita, sweet, strong warrior Anita, fighting a battle on two fronts that is honestly breaking my heart in real time. So grab your tea, cancel your plans, and let's get into it. Because this episode is the kind of Friday that BTG was built for. One, Jacob's undercover, op a house of cards in a hurricane. Let's talk about Jacob first. Because this man played with such incredible restraint and tension by Gibre Horges has been living a double life for weeks now. And it has cost him everything. Think about what Jacob has sacrificed for this investigation. He didn't just take a new assignment. He uprooted his entire existence. He moved out of his own home, just to keep Naomi safe and to go fully, completely no safety net undercover. That level of dedication is either the mark of a true hero or a man who is slowly losing himself in the role he's playing. And here's where it gets really interesting to me, because I've been watching Jacob's arc very carefully. There's a particular kind of psychological trap that undercover operatives fall into. And BTG has been seeding this brilliantly. The deeper you go, the harder it is to remember which version of yourself is real. Jacob started this as a job, a mission, but now he's living it, breathing it. He's been inside this world long enough that the lines are starting to blur, which is exactly why Friday's development is so dangerous. His new assignment, whatever it is, inadvertently threatens the entire operation. And I want you to think about what that word inadvertently means here. It's not sabotage. It's not betrayal. It's worse. It's a mistake born from the mission itself. He's playing the role so hard, so committed, that the role is eating him alive. You know what this reminds me of? Smitty's early undercover work before he transitioned to investigative journalism. Back in those early BTG episodes, Smitty, played by the always compelling Mike Manning, nearly blew his own cover, not because someone exposed him, but because he got too good at what he was doing. He made a move so bold it drew unwanted attention. Sound familiar? Jacob may be walking the same path. And honestly, that's the scariest kind of cliffhanger, not the external threat, but the self-inflicted wound. The question now isn't just, can Jacob fix this? The real question is, at what point does the cover story become the real story? At what point is Jacob not playing someone in this plasma ring, but actually becoming them? That's the psychological horror underneath this plotline. And I am here for every agonizing second of it. To the plasma ring reveal, okay? Who is it? Let's break this down now. The moment everyone has been waiting for weeks. People, we have been hearing whispers about this plasma ring. We know it's dangerous. We know it's connected to someone called the Impaler, which, by the way, is the most menacing villain name BTG has ever introduced. And I am obsessed. We know Jacob and Smitty have been working overtime to crack it open, but we've never really known who's at the center of it until now. Friday's episode drops a bombshell. Someone unexpected is revealed to have ties to the plasma ring. And when I say unexpected, if the spoilers are clearly teasing that this is a legacy character, someone we know, someone we trust. Okay, let's theorize, because this is my absolute favorite part of being a BTG fan. My personal theory, and I know a lot of fans are pointing fingers in obvious directions, but I'm going to go against the grain here. I think the connection to the plasma ring is someone adjacent to Martin's political world. Here's my logic, Martin. Brandon Claiborne is in the middle of a re-election campaign. Political campaigns are money-hungry machines. And what does a plasma ring have that a campaign always needs? Resources. Influence. Infrastructure. Now, I'm not saying Martin himself is the impaler. That would be too obvious. And BTG has never been lazy with its plotting. But someone in his orbit, someone who's been using Martin's political rise as cover for something much darker, that, to me, is exactly the kind of plot twist this show would pull. Think about it. The show has spent considerable time this season establishing Martin's campaign, his drive for re-election, his attempt to reconnect with his kids, his complicated dynamic with Smitty. What if the plasma ring reveal isn't just a criminal storyline? What if it's a political scandal in disguise? That's the kind of cross-contamination of storylines that makes BTG genuinely brilliant. When the crime plot and the family drama aren't two separate threads, when they collide, that's when the show operates at its absolute highest level. And let me be real for a second. If that reveal hits the way I think it's going to hit, this could be the biggest BTG plot twist since the early days of the show when the Gates family's history first started getting complicated. This isn't just a, oh, that character's involved moment. This could be a full series reshaping event. I am not ready, but also I am desperately ready. Both things are true. 3 Martin. Smitty and Samantha, the family that can't quite find each other. Okay, switching gears slightly, because while the plasma ring drama is exploding, there's a quieter heartbreak playing out in the Gates family that deserves just as much attention. Martin is campaigning. Smitty is investigating. Samantha is trying to survive high school, prepare for cotillion, and simultaneously hold down the emotional weight of worrying about her grandmother. These 3 people are all running in completely different directions, and Martin is trying desperately to be the gravitational force that pulls them back together. Will he succeed? I genuinely don't know. And that uncertainty is what makes this storyline so compelling. Here's my honest, slightly controversial take. I think Martin is doing his best, but his best isn't good enough right now. And he doesn't fully understand why. He's a man of action, of strategy, of campaigns. His instinct when there's a problem is to fix it, to show up, to make a gesture. But Smitty and Samantha don't need gestures right now. They need presence. Consistent, quiet, unheroic presence. And that's the hardest thing for a man like Martin to give. Samantha, by the way, is a character I have been absolutely rooting for this season. She's carrying so much, the cotillion pressure, school stress, and the very real, very terrifying reality that her grandmother is going through cancer treatment. For a young woman at her age, that's not just hard. That's formative in ways she won't even fully process until years later. The show deserves credit for not shying away from that weight. For Anita and Vernon, the scene that's going to destroy us all, and then there's Anita. I need everyone to take a breath before we talk about Anita, because this storyline has been emotionally devastating in the most beautiful way possible, and Friday's not going to let up. Tamara Tooney has been extraordinary this season. I'll say it plainly and without any caveats, her portrayal of Anita's cancer battle has been one of the finest pieces of acting on daytime television in years. The way she carries that character, the dignity, the fear underneath the dignity, the desperate love she has for her family, it's genuinely moving. So here's what's happening. Anita has arranged a surprise for Vernon. For the man who has stood by her through every single chemotherapy session, every bad day, every moment of doubt, she wants to show him her appreciation. She wants to give back to the person who has been her rock. But her latest chemo treatment has taken a serious physical toll. And when the surprise arrives, whatever it is, Anita is not okay. Clifton Davis and Tamara Tooney together in a scene like this, that's not television. That's theater. That's 2 veteran performers at the absolute peak of their craft handling material that demands everything from them. The cruelty of this moment, Anita trying to give love while her body is fighting against her, is the kind of storytelling that reminds you why soap operas, when they're operating at their best, can reach emotional depths that prestige dramas can only dream about. I genuinely hope Friday gives us a moment where Vernon just pulls hair, no words, just that, because sometimes that's the only scene that matters. Instead of